As I got another rhyme, another rhythm for y'all to listen. I'm never quitting on my mission, I'ma roll with what I'm giving. Got some ambition, this new edition, filling positions. Looking at the void in myself and feeling what's missing. Better watch the way you going, better go in the right direction. In the moment you stressing, but you gon' be counting blessings. And I know that for certain, keep on working, open curtains. Haters swerving, cause they ain't ready for your final version. Whoa. I'm never gonna give up, fall down, I just gotta get up, yeah. Cause this is my road.
You're listening to the Tom Ficklin Show on WNHHLP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio.
Good morning, and happy Friday to all this morning. I'm very privileged this morning to get into a discussion about a very important event that will be going on in the Greater New Haven area next Thursday. We know that the Freedom Fund dinner from the NAACP is a normal thing that people have heard over the years, but this year we have a little extra flair to it, and I have with me special guest, the president of the Greater New Haven NAACP, Ms. Doris Dumas, and we have executive board member Reese McLeod, and we're going to get into the discussion of explaining to you guys this special flair that we have this year with the NAACP Freedom Fund event. As always, I'd like to always give thanks to Tom Ficklin, who allows me to do this show once a month. We call it the First Friday Show, Real Talk. So we talk about real issues and real things that are going on in our community. So without further ado, I'll introduce you to our president of the local Greater New Haven NAACP, Ms. Doris Dumas.
Hello, and thank you, Maurice. Thank you, Tom. Of course, this feels right? I'm here with Maurice. We've been at this NAACP fighting for civil rights, equal justice, and all those things since 1999 together. And we've been doing these Freedom Fund events from day one. And yes, they are really epic in our community. People look forward to them. We've had them in various locations, but mostly at the Omni or either at Yale Commons. So this year, the last couple of years have been extremely challenging. We have not had an event in 3 years since May 2019. We were in the process of planning our 2020 Freedom Fund event when COVID came across our country and shut everything down. So this is truly our first in-person event. And yes, we know people love our Freedom Fund dinner and support us, but we wanted to come back with a flair, with a little flash, with a little pop, with a little fun. We think people are ready to get back out. And because of that, and, just really wanting to do something different and have people come together in a positive manner, we decided we were going to have a concert. And so we're excited about that. This is something different for us. But it's not the first time we've done this. Maurice, back in the day, we've had a few concerts. We had Gerald Levert one year, and it was awesome. That was an awesome evening. We've also had 3 more tenors, and that was during our centennial celebration. And so we've had it. People really responded well to it when we did it. So we said this year we were going to flip it up a little bit, go a different direction, and really try to bring something really cool, smooth, fun, and exciting to our community. Yes, the challenges really increased during COVID, right? Injustice, police brutality. Now we have people trying to turn back the clock, take away rights, voting rights, women's rights. So these struggles continue. That's why it's so important that we continue the work of the NAACP and why we need our community to support the things we do in our community. And this gives us the opportunity to partner with sponsors across the board. So we have over 20 sponsors this year. So they're coming back. Yay. Thank you, sponsors and partners, because we cannot do the work that we do without partnership, without sponsorship, and without people being committed to supporting the things that we do. So we need our community to turn up, turn out, get excited, and get ready for an awesome show. We have an opening act, And that is part of the New Haven Symphony Orchestra's co-creator, and his name is Jonathan Moore. He's a cellist, and he's going to be playing on stage to open it up. And it's going to be really smooth and cool. And he has a great following, and we're excited about that. But the highlight of the evening for entertainment purposes will be the one, the only, smooth, really cool, such a great singer, R&B artist, Raheem Devon. Yay! I know that a lot of people are excited about that. People love him. He fits our event perfectly. But let me say that we are not getting away from honoring the people in our community who, even during these struggles, during these challenging times, have stepped up in a major, major way. So we have 5 wonderful honorees that we will be highlighting and thanking them for, and even in the midst of everything that people are going through, they are stepping up, turning out, and doing awesome things. So I'll list them, but I'm gonna give Reese a chance to talk maybe a little bit about them. I know she knows some of them as well, but I just want to make sure people know we are still giving out scholarships and book awards that evening. And so that's something that the money goes towards to help as well. And the honorees who really are doing phenomenal things, who in the midst of challenges are advocating for people in our community, are advocating for those who have been formerly incarcerated, who are running hospital systems, who are running housing systems, who are on boards. We have a Honda Smith, who is my classmate, who is really advocating and going so hard and strong for the people in her community to make sure that they have the best of the best and they have access and opportunity and wonderful things in their community. She goes hard and she opens up things for those less fortunate. So, kudos to Shanae Drawn, who is our 2022 Leadership Honoree, to Mr. Scott X. Esdale, who is the president's honoree this year. We know Maurice and I started together in 1999 with Scott. He kind of recruited us in, and we've been rolling hard with him. The Scott has taken it to next levels, and he's done some phenomenal work across the board. But as of late, he's doing a lot with our formerly incarcerated and taking the Million Jobs campaign to the next level, not just at the state level, but going across the country, but also making sure we have great debates and things that our young people can have a positive event, and just doing like a Harmony Classic, bringing people together with HBCUs and predominantly white colleges and showing the unity and harmony with that. And then we have arts and the International Festival of Arts and Ideas. And I really applaud them for really taking it to the next level and having a great impact in our community, being very inclusive, making sure it's diverse, really tapping into the resources that we have. And even in the struggles through COVID, they did so much around arts and culture. So they are getting our Arts and Culture Award. And I'm looking forward to their schedule. They have some great things. And again, they're tapping into local talent. They're also listening to the people in our community and really trying to have events that appeal to us in our community. And so that goes a long way. I mean, and we appreciate the work that they're doing and the effort that they're doing and the fact that they highlight some of our very own in our community. So they're getting that. And last but certainly not least, we have Dr. Keith Churchwell, who is over the Yale New Haven hospital systems. Now, that is not a small feat. He is doing this. He is one of very few Black people, men throughout the country running a system like Yale New Haven hospital systems. And he's doing great work. The challenges they've had through COVID and the fact that, they're really still thriving and doing well and keeping the community healthy and, bringing in, and, we talked to him a lot about diversity and making sure that the people he's hiring look like our community and that he's giving back to the community and partnering with the community. So he is getting our Excellence in Healthcare Leadership Award. And that's, those are our 5 honorees. And we also, like I said, we have scholarship recipients and book awardees. And that will be a private reception prior to the concert. But we are going to highlight them. We are going to thank them for their hard work and the things they're doing in our community to help have a positive impact. Really, in our community, it takes a village, right? So you talk about things that are important, Mo, and I love that you have the First Fridays, because, you know, back in the day, we used to do our little First Fridays and have our thing going on. So this is really good that you're having important conversations, because it's not, you can't always depend on just the NAACP or just this group or that group. It's about, let's get on the same page to uplift our community. Let's do things that are impactful, positive, and we can also have some fun with that. So that's where the concert comes in. So yes, we're going to honor them, but we're not going to forget about all this work we have. Just this week, can you believe they're trying to take women's rights away? They're trying to take voting rights away. They're trying to put up blocks and barriers. And so we have assembled a great committee, including you, Maurice, and you, Reese, and others who have been reaching out to the community, reaching out to our sponsors and our partners, and really trying to engage them to come back, to support us. And we also need our community. We feel very strongly that we price this at a very good price. And every ticket includes a membership to the Greater New Haven NAACP. So not only are you getting a concert, but you're getting a membership. And many of you, you know, if this is how we got to get you to come on in, then that's how we're going to do it. But just know that that's an important membership, because that has power as well. Being a member, there's strength in numbers, but we've priced it at a price range that we feel is affordable for our community to come out and celebrate us, celebrate our honorees, celebrate the work we're doing, celebrate New Haven. And, you know, we want you all to buy these tickets. You go to www.schubert.com. And again, you can purchase your ticket. You can go to their box office directly, or you can call. But come on, community, we really need you to turn out. We need you to show out. We need you to come have a good time with us and really have the impact that we want to see.
Thank you very much for that, Dory. Reese, I know there's a lot of work that has to be done behind the scenes, and I think sometimes we kind of make it look graceful. So can you just dive into a little bit of what you and others on the committee have been doing for this last month to make sure that this will be a fabulous event?
So we've been working long hours of phone calls, texts, quick Zooms. We are working on advertisement of promoting the Freedom Fund concert, as well as working on our beautiful journal. This last week, we have dived straight into making sure that we are preparing and all preparations are together for this beautiful journal that we're putting together, and honoring our honorees in a graceful way. We have some wonderful honorees. Some of the honorees I actually work with daily within Yale University and Yale New Haven Hospital. So it's an honor to be working on this, as well as honoring, those that I get to work with daily. So just communications on our end. I want to also thank Carla Wallace, who jumped on the committee with me. She's a fellow club sister with a fellow organization that we're on together. And we've just been working really hard to make sure that this year is just as amazing as all the other years. And as Dory noted, this is our first year since the pandemic, since COVID, that we are in person. So we're truly excited to be in person and doing all these wonderful things for our community, and as well as for our NAACP committee members, because we missed each other. We only were able to see each other on Zoom. So for some, this is our first time being in person with each other. We're continuing outpour and support of advertising the event within the Yale community. I am on the co-chair of the Yale African American Affinity Group. So we are advertising, we're supporting, sponsoring, and we're continuing to make sure that we do that in support of our annual Freedom Fund. And again, as I noted, we are very excited about that.
We want to highlight the date. For those of you who are listening,
you
still have time to buy tickets.
Yes.
It is Thursday, May 12th at 7:30 p.m. at the Schubert Theater. So we're partnering with them in a way. And they're hosting our event. It's 247 College Street. So this is right here, downtown New Haven, in the heart of downtown New Haven. Again, we have a great opening act, and this young man I hear has been doing really great things, playing his cello and really trying to work closely with the New Haven Symphony. And then again, right after that is going to be Raheem Devon. We will have Herman Ham DJing right before they come on. So you'll have someone, as you're walking in, you're going to hear some good music. So we're utilizing a lot of our local people. Wanda Coppage from 94.3 WYBC will be our MC, helping us that evening. So you'll see familiar faces. You'll see lots of us coming together. And I think it's going to be really great energy. I think it's going to be a great evening. And it's a great way to just highlight the work of the NAACP, but also the work of those who are doing really great things in our community across the board and having a great time. So we need everybody. Come on out. You don't want to miss this concert. We talk about that we don't have a lot of things happening in our community, or things that, you know, certain age groups want to come out to or experience. And this Raheem, he goes across the board. So I think younger people will enjoy him. Certainly mature people will enjoy him. And I also feel strongly that even older people who don't know who he is will enjoy him. I think he is going to give a phenomenal show. And so we need people to get excited about this. And just know, when you support this event, not only are you having a good time, but it's a fundraiser, and it helps us to keep the doors open with the NAACP. It helps us to do very important. I love that y'all had that up there. I saw the flyer up there, but that's cool. It helps us to do the work of the NAACP, have an impact. Everything we do comes from sponsorship, fundraising, and donations. We do not have regular income coming in. If we depend on grants, sponsors, fundraising, that's how we get the work done. That's from day one. This is our 105th event. Okay, so we've been around, we've been doing this civil rights work for a very long time. This is not new to us, but we're true to it. And we need people to understand that comes with doing the fundraising and people coming out and supporting us. When you do that, or you're a member, you're helping to advance the cause around civil rights, you know, around justice and fighting against injustice and discrimination and things that we see every day in our community, complaints that we get, the work that we see. You know, you look at the news any day, you can see things are happening, and you know that it's the NAACP that we had so many wins and we have advanced so far. But it's heartbreaking to see that people are literally trying to turn back the clock, take our rights away. And we cannot sleep on that. We cannot, you know, act like people weren't impacted by COVID. We were disproportionately impacted by COVID. I mean, people in our community were suffering at the highest rates. People in our community were dying at the highest rates. People in our community were out of work because of COVID at the highest rates. So when you talk about employment, when you talk about healthcare, health access, when you talk about things across the board, it's the work of the NAACP and others who helped us get to a certain point where we are literally seeing, we really did shine a light on healthcare disparities. When you think about why were we disproportionately impacted? Because we're the ones that have diabetes at the highest rates, heart conditions at the highest rates. And when you have those kind of conditions in others, and you compound that something with like COVID, of course we were affected. So we knew this, we knew these numbers. We knew that people in our community, people who had never needed to go to a soup kitchen or go to a food pantry because they were out of work or couldn't do certain things. Those are people in our community. Those are the people we advocate for. Those are the people we're fighting for. Those are the people, civil rights matters for all people. But the NAACP, a lot of the grassroots work we do is for the people who don't necessarily have a voice and just suffer. So we got to stand up and do that work and advocate for them. And with the concert, it's a good time. So we're saying we're partying with a purpose. We're having a good time, but it's for a purpose. And I want people to come out. Come on, New Haven. We need you out here. You could talk a little bit. I know when I mentioned to Reese and others that he was our artist, they were like, "Ooh, I love Raheem Devon." So, people should get excited about that. We're bringing him right here to New Haven.
And Dory, just I want you to touch on a subject that we have to clarify at times, and so it helps the community to understand what is the difference between a advocacy organization and a social service agency, because sometimes that is really difficult because NAACP has been around so long, people have many various problems in our community, and they come to the NAACP for some things that we don't handle. So how could you best
so people
help the
often
community?
Confuse that, and people also think we're attorneys. Now we do have an arm which is the legal redress, and that's separate, but really we advocate for people. We do look at complaints, and we are in advocacy. So we are going to advocate. We're going to hold people accountable. We're going to meet with people, but we are all strictly volunteers, right? So the social service side of it is not the area that we do. We are not lawyers. We can advocate for you. We can read your cases. We can direct you. We can work alongside with CHRO and others or make recommendations. But we are not lawyers, and we are not a social service agency. But we can, if you come to us with complaints, the best around those issues are we can advocate with you to direct you, help you, and make sure you get services, because we're going to advocate for you. We are also advocating across the board to fight against discrimination on jobs and housing, anything, colleges, wherever you see it, fight against things like that. So we can help you, and we can advocate, we can shine a light on it, we can show up, we can meet with the presidents, which we often do. We meet with university presidents, we meet with company presidents, we meet with HR people, we meet at the grassroots all the way to the top of anything that's affecting people in our community. And then we hold them accountable. We advocate, we shine a light on it. We try to work with them. So a lot of times people don't even know the great work we're doing because we're behind the scenes trying to make the change. And if necessary, we do put people on blast, but that's not our goal. But if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, if you're not, moving forward in the direction of advocacy and advancement and making sure people in our community have equal access, opportunity, those are the things that we're going to be coming for you for. And that's where we can advocate. And that's so different. And we want people to understand, not to take that lightly, though, because that's how we've changed laws. That's how we've gotten people hired. I cannot tell you, and I'm proud of that. One of the greatest things I'm proud of, and people don't know this, is how many people we've been able to get in high positions. These universities, they weren't hiring these professors. I got professors hired at colleges. We got faculty hired at, colleges, staff members. We go to different people. We're writing letters. We're doing things because we're saying, people, you need to reflect the community you sit in. And your campus needs to reflect the students that you want to attract or the students that are there. And that's the work of the NAACP. And countless people have been able to get hired because of the NAACP. Countless people that we even, sometimes they get it and then they don't even turn back to help others to get back in, but we're still going to keep moving forward. We've helped people get in positions, and it's all about reaching back and making sure you open that door. You don't just get up there and you're the only one. And now you're not reaching back to bring others and make sure more and more. So, we open the door, we knock on the door. Sometimes we kick it down. But once we do that, we need everybody to be a part of keeping that door open and making sure as many people as possible have that same opportunity. That's the work of the NAACP.
And Reese, I just would want you to touch on trying to attract a younger generation as you and others have been involved. What would you say to someone who wanted to know, why should I be an NAACP member?
Well, first I would say, why wouldn't you be? We're helping our community. I joined the NAACP maybe about 5 years ago, if I'm correct. And it's been the best experience that I've ever done. To know that I am helping within my community and doing it with a smile on my face each and every time that I do it has been absolutely amazing. Since I've joined the NAACP, I've been an active member for the Freedom Fund. And because I was so active, Dory actually asked me to be on the executive board member. I am at large until we do our voting, but I put my hands in anything that is asked of me. And just being active shows value to yourself. And that's what I would say to our youth. Be active in your community because you're showing your generation that you can be more than just what they consider Generation X or millenniums, right? They have this standard of, this stipulation on them. And when they see what some of the young, high schools at college age youth are doing within the NAACP, they would be absolutely amazed. I'm amazed. And it pushes me to want to do more. And there's so many connections and knowing them and encouraging them and watching them go off, graduate from high school and go into college and getting scholarships and book awards. The NAACP offers all of that. And traveling to conferences, and they just did a wonderful popcorn drive, and we were advertising that, and the youth really took a stand on that, and they raised a lot of money. It's very active for the youth, and I would say just join to just get your foot into being volunteers and active in your community, and then you can see where you want to go from there.
And I'm going to shout out our young people.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
when I tell you their events, and they've tackled almost everything, and they really bring in great speakers. They uplift each other. They talk about real issues that they're facing in their schools. They also talk about real issues that are happening in their city and in our country. And every month they have meaningful events. They don't make them long. It's just long enough. And they bring in people so that they can keep the young people engaged. And I tell the young people, they have just as much power as anybody. They
Absolutely.
can do, the sky is the limit, think big, plan big. And they have taken that and run with it. And they, on their own, are a force to be reckoned with.
Absolutely.
So our young people, I'm so proud of them. Alexa Smith is the current president. We have Michelle Smith and Tara Boyd Walters, who is the advisors. But these young people are doing big things. And Alexa, every month she got these flyers and, you got this speaker. She's had the mayor on. She's had police chiefs. She's had business owners. She's had people who around our veterans so that we understand that. She's talked about Black history and Kwanzaa and things that affect civil rights. So these young people are a force to be reckoned with. They're doing big things. Maurice, your daughter is an officer. So I know you know some of the things, and she stepped up. And I remember when she was born. So seeing that these young people are born into this, because we need people at all ages. And I am so open to training and working alongside. I've been at this way too long, and I will always be a part of the NAACP. But I'm glad to see people like Reese and other people in her age group really want to learn and have commitment to the NAACP. People, most of us, several of us are in multiple organizations, and that's fine. And we could be social. But for me, the NAACP is about the action that we do, what we stand for, our legacy, our rich history, understanding that all these rights we have, that we have the luxury of, being able to do, that came with a price. We're standing on the shoulders of people who paid a big price. And you got people constantly trying to take that away. And you have so few people. Yeah, we have people just like Dr. Churchwell and others who are very vice presidents like Shanae and others who are doing great things in their particular jobs or fields or careers. However, that number is so small. When you look at the percentage of people of color who still are not in these positions, it's ridiculous. And it's really embarrassing and heartbreaking that we're still fighting so hard to be the first here, the first there, and you might only be the only. We can't have that mindset. We can't have that mindset. We owe this to the people who fought for us to even have the rights to live in certain communities, go to schools, have the same rights. And we need to advocate. We need our schools to step up. We need to, put the pressure on and make sure our students are getting the same education that the ones in the suburbs are getting, get the best teachers and the best opportunities and access. We need to make sure around healthcare that when our people go to doctors, they're getting the same treatment that people in the suburbs get, and that they're not just sent home with an aspirin or something. Like the things that the disparities, we have to talk about these things. And housing, right? And then you get a job, or you're in a university, or you're in a company, but then they won't advance you. They just wanted to have you there so they could say they did their diversity. We got that. We can put that one down. We could check that box, but they're not truly committed. Most companies have, within their the language within their jobs, when they're they're talking about what they're doing. Oh, we're doing diversity and inclusion, and where's the number? Let's measure that. Let's see what that really looks like. And that's where the NAACP comes through. Because if we don't feel like that's happening, then we need to challenge them on that. And that's the work of the NAACP. I won't stay on that because I could talk about that, but I want to talk about Raheem Devon. I want to talk about our community supporting us, supporting yourself. Come out for a great evening so you can have a good time. And
come out and support the youth. The youth will be there assisting and helping that night as well.
Training our community to grow and to flourish together. And it's such a wonderful occasion, as the flyer once again is on the screen for you to see. Thursday, May 12th at 7:30 p.m. at the fabulous Schubert Theater, 247 College Street. You can go to the box office at www.schubert.com and purchase your ticket. And as Dory reiterated, your ticket will include a full year membership to the NAACP. You hear the activities and the movement that's going on. Get involved. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Come as a family. Invite your friends. You'll see our active individuals in our community, the contacts and the connections and the collaborations that help us to do this great work that we do on a daily basis. And like I said, it's an opportunity. I call it edutainment, because at the same time that you get educated, you also get entertainment. And we know that that is a flair in our community. We always had a flair for entertainment, arts, and culture. So we want to continue along this. This was a wonderful put together program. As working with this board, I am so thrilled and amazed the type of work that we're doing right here in the community. And that also, like, we have an opportunity to train our young people to be a part of this work. Dory mentioned some very vital things that are going on in our community right now. They're trying to turn back the hands of time for all the progress that has been made with women's rights, voting rights. So we need more and more people in the struggle every day. And so this is a good way to become a member and also see what the organization is doing and how you can get involved, and also be entertained by a wonderful artist, Raheem Devon, who's going to do his thing, I'm sure, and we're going to really have a great time.
Ooh.
So we want people to and it's so funny. I just was going up on YouTube the other day just so I can catch some of the tunes that I remember him singing. And when one of them came on, it was just like, man, that was like a party song. That just was, like Dory said, it's a mellow R&B blend. Plus, he has a lot of flair with him. And so we want you to get excited. Like you said, Reese mentioned some of the people that we'll see. This will be the first time we've seen them in public as NAACP members in a few years. Once again, I always thank my NAACP family who prayed for me when I went through my COVID bout. It was, it was so unpredicted, and it was at a time when we didn't even have the vaccines yet. We didn't have a lot of the understanding of COVID that we have now.
So scary.
And it was so scary for us, but our NAACP family really stayed together. They kept the community updated on my status. And we're here. We're here still doing the work, and we're very excited. We've put a wonderful program together for you guys in the community. Come on out, support our honorees who are working so hard. I'm so proud of someone like Honda Smith, who I've seen over the years, who really has stepped up in that West Ward 30 area to make sure that there's opportunity. Actually, I had a chance last week to go over to what we call the Shack and sat down with two young gentlemen to get them signed up for the Million Jobs campaign. And just to have that conversation with them, one was 16, one was 18, and just to see that they want to change in life, that they want to do better, and that they want to be assisted to do more. Just, it really delighted my heart. And Honda gave an open invitation for me to come back at any time. And if I needed any of the space in the building to be able to use it with job training and helping getting our youth on the right road. So we are so delighted. We'll just go around, give you guys just a couple more minutes to give a final push to make sure people understand why it is very important for them to be at the Schubert Theater next Thursday.
I just want to note one more thing, that we're also on Eventbrite as well. So if you're having issues with the link, you can go to Eventbrite, type in Greater New Haven NAACP Freedom Fund, and the event will pop up, and you can purchase your tickets on Eventbrite as well. And again, as Dory noted, with the ticket purchase, you get a free membership with the NAACP. So I just wanted to mention that as well.
I'm going to say that I know that some people don't have the time, and just being a card holding member is good and it's helpful to us. And we love that. And we need more people to do it. It's an annual membership. So some people say, I'm a member of the NAACP, and they took a membership out in 1980. I mean, you're not a member if it's an annual thing, but it's only $30, right? So one, even when we don't have events like this, become a member, because just holding the membership assists us with the work we have to do. But I'm going to make a special appeal for people who have talents, who have an interest. We are doing this work with so few people, so few help, just such a little bit of help. And we need people. If you want to become a member, if you want to get on our committees, we want to attract people to be board members and active committee members. We want to train people, and you don't have to just be a young person, right? I do love to see our younger people, because we need to have energy and have people that got good ideas and know all the latest technology and things. But we also need people that are seasoned, who just understand real issues, who've been through something as well. We also need the youngest and the elderly. So we're looking across the board, but I'm making a special appeal for people to take it beyond just being a card holding member, which we need and we love and we want. But think about how you can get involved. I run into people all the time. They say, "Oh, I'm gonna get involved, Dory. I'm gonna help you." But we just don't have the volunteers like we used to. People don't have the commitment when it's a non-paying volunteer type of program or organization. And so I think you're still out there. I know you're still out there, because I see some of it in Reese and others. But I need people who have skills around, you can be a treasurer, or you're good with taking notes, or you want to chair a certain committee around education or health or housing. There's so many, the environment, right? We used to have an environmental chair. We don't have one. There's a lot of our committees that don't have chairs, because we don't have enough people willing to put the time in. And many hands make for light work. So you can do it smart. We're not saying that you have to put the kind of hours that we've been doing, because if you have enough people and people are dedicated and you could spread that out, that makes less work for everyone. So think about real commitment, right? So this is about supporting our event, highlighting and pumping up our event. That is awesome. But after next week, we still need help. We need help to then do voter registration, political action. We still need help to hit the streets and have an impact on other things. So my appeal today is come support this wonderful event we've been planning, please, and thank you, community. I know you're going to come through. I'm hoping that. But also after May 12th, think about what you can do. And you could start slow. You could just join a committee and be committed to that committee. Legal redress is huge, and we never have enough help. We get complaints, but you have to have people to read through the complaints and be able to help you. That, you don't have to be a lawyer or have a law background to do that. So there's so many areas, women in the NAACP. We're going to try to get that up and running. So many ways to help get involved. Criminal justice. Come on, somebody. We need you. So that's my appeal today, Maurice. And thank you for allowing us to be on here. Thank you, people in the community. Get ready for a smooth, fun, fabulous evening. And we're going to be doing that with a purpose.
Thank you. So the call has gone out to the community. We need you. Be involved.
Yeah.
Come to the event. Get your membership along with your ticket to see a wonderful concert. Sharing the congratulating our honorees, our scholarship awardees, and book awardees. And let's continue to grow as a community. And once again, happy Friday. And we ask you guys once again, www.schubert.com. Get your tickets. This is the 7-day rush to make sure that we fill the house and make sure that we come out and celebrate a life and celebrate the advancement that the NAACP members and our community is doing on a daily basis. So with that, once again, Harry, on the way out, can you put the flyer up and we'll go to our musical interlude that takes us out.
Thank you, Maurice. Thank you, Tom. We appreciate you.
And we thank you guys. We thank you guys.
Thank
And make sure you get your tickets. Get your tickets.
Get your tickets. Let's have a good time.
Let's have a great time. And
we're gonna have an amazing time.
Everybody have a wonderful and productive weekend. Thank you very much.
Another rhyme, another rhythm for y'all to listen. I'm never quitting on my mission. I'ma roll with what I'm giving. Got some ambition.
This is Harry Grove, and you're listening to WNHHLP 103.5 FM.
Go in the right direction. In the moment you stressing, but you gon' be counting blessings. And I know that for certain. Keep on working, open curtains, haters swerving, cause they ain't ready for your final version. I'm never gonna give up. Fall down, I just gotta get up, yeah. Cause this is my road. Let's camera action, I'm ready to go. I'm never gonna give up. Fall down.